so dope, and the manner in which they finally gained back their composure to tackle this final battle was freaking amazing. And I love how this volume foreshadowed this final battle from the, right at the beginning. The doom and gloom of the beginning of volume of one chapter. Oh, okay, he's all right. Oh, but he's also back at the bar. Uncle Crow.
Excuse me.
Ah! He's here! Yes! Yo!
I think they allow kids in here, Pipsqueak.
Just wait.
Shut up, I'm getting there.
Come on.
Let's
hear it.
To tell you, I'd like my cane back.
Yo! He knows! He knows what's up! He knows about Ozpin. He's been holding on to it. Give it back, man.
It's good to see you again, Oz.
Sweet! I half expected a lightsaber to just come out, Zoom. Wow. Awesome! That's such a great way to end this volume, bro. Yes, okay. All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to rewatch this, and then I'll come back with the discussion. See you guys then. Celebrate against the moon, bro. We done with volume 4. Hey guys, welcome back to the discussion portion for Rwby Volume 4, Chapter 12, titled No Safe Haven. And it's such an appropriate title as we end the chapter literally with Haven. And for this discussion, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to work backwards. So I'm going to start at the end of the episode and work our way back. Of course, at the end, we get to see Oscar arriving at the bar. And of course, that's where Ozpin knows to find Crow. Figures, the moment he healed up, that fool went right back to the bar. But, I really feel for Crow, because this volume revealed that his powers are ultimately bad luck. And so I guess in some manner of speaking, like that alcohol dies down, like how alcohol dies down your senses. So what if him drinking alcohol actually reduces his bad luck power a little bit? Is that how it affects semblance? I don't know. But Crow is just hanging out there chilling, and then Oscar finds him and he's like, I need my cane back. And the moment that cane got handed over to him, zoom, I would expect like a green lightsaber to pop up, you know what I'm saying? Because Oscar, or rather Ozpin, is kind of the Yoda of Rwby. Next volume, I'm expecting Oscar coming in and he conversing with Team Rwby and actually telling him about his powers, how he's lived for so long. It's gonna be an awesome reveal. I'm just anticipating that. But even working backwards from that point, holy crap. Okay, so I had to go back a couple of episodes right now to just rehash some of the stuff, because what we saw at the end of chapter 12 prior to the credits actually rolling is that we get to see an office, and not just any office. We get to see Professor Lionheart's office. Now, you guys have told me that way back in the beginning that of course Ozpin is referenced after the Wizard of Oz. Now, Wizard of Oz himself has a tribunal of characters surrounding him. We got Dorothy, we got Glinda the Good Witch, we've seen Glinda, we've seen Ironwood, who is the Tin Man, we've seen Scarecrow, who's the Crow, But what we haven't seen is our Cowardly Lion. And Ironwood also mentioned with the chapter when Weiss left, in his conversation with Papa Pepshni, that a certain character's name, Leo. Now, Leo, of course, refers to, Lion, and now Lionheart. Are Leo and Lionheart the same characters? And Professor Lionheart, I remember in when Oscar and Ozpin were having their initial conversation about, when Oscar still was kind of unsure about the voice in his head, Ozpin asked him to wonder or imagine what the main office in Mistral or Haven Academy would look like. And the memory suddenly came to him, like this room that's autumn colored with a large mahogany desk with like chairs for people to sit in, and a tea set that was gifted to him by Ozpin. We got to see the tea set, we got to see the large mahogany desk, an autumn colored room. So I'm guessing that that is Haven Academy, the office at Haven Academy. That's Professor Lionheart, who is one of Ozpin's close confidants or one of close friends. But that's what makes me feeling strangely unsure about this because he's talking with Watts, and Watts is already at Mistral. So is next volume, are we going to get a confrontation between Team Ranger and Crow and freaking Watts? I mean, this volume they confronted Tyrion, and next, like, is each volume going to be a confrontation with a separate member of a separate general of one of Salem's, circle? Her freaking circle of destruction, you know what I'm saying? That's what got me thinking. But the other theory I had, well, actually I have two theories regarding this. The first theory is that what if Lionheart, he's like, if he's based on the Cowardly Lion, what if he is betraying Ospen's confidence by going to Watts? And that's the first theory. And the second theory is what if, and I'm hoping this is true, what if Dr. Watts is a double agent and is, actually on Team Ospen, but Ospen is using him as a spy through Lionheart to, sneak in and infiltrate Salem's inner circle and figure out the information about him. And maybe that's why he's like so conniving and he feels such like a different type of character. But I think, as much as I would love for that theory to pan out, I feel like the first theory is much more likely, that maybe Professor Lionheart is the one who might be turning. Because the way the conversation was going, it really felt like Dr. Watts was, in terms of his demeanor and his body language, it felt like he had command over the situation. But I might be reading too much into it. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait for Volume 5 to continue and ultimately see how that part of the story pans out. Because Team Rangers ultimately headed to Haven Academy. Oscar was headed to Haven Academy, and that's where he met Crow. So that goes to say that they might actually meet up with Watts or even Professor Lionheart beginning of next volume. And that puts them at a very dangerous position if Professor Lionheart is working for the enemy, you know what I'm saying? Which I really hope that's not the case. I really hope there's something there extra that might be able to fill in the gap of villain versus betrayal versus friend. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I can't trust the end of this volume with all this information going on, but yeah, those are my two theories anyway. Now, going even backwards from there, we obviously see Yang has come to a crossroads in her life, not only physically but mentally as well, and she's gone through an incredible journey this volume of just like getting herself back on her feet, getting that new arm and using it to ultimately gain her power back. I mean, she's not 100% okay, and we can't expect her to be after what she's endured, but now that she's at the crossroads, there's two directions she can go. One direction, she can go out to Mistral after her sister, and the other direction is going after bandits, which is her mom, because after all, she has like two pictures she's holding on to, one of her Team Stark and the other of what looks like a ship picture. So I'm guessing both indicating which of the directions she's going after. And so based on her last dialogue before she rode off and the direction which it sort of indicated, I think she's heading to Mistral. And because I believe even if Yang is curious about her past, about her mom, she honors her role as a big sister much more. And so I think she's gonna go after Rwby, at least for now, first make sure that her baby sister is safe before changing directions and going after her mom. Or maybe they might confront her mom together, who knows? That'll be pretty interesting conversation. But even from there, we see that Weiss, with the beautiful opera music playing in the background with the blue light of the moon shining in, she's bribing this one airship pilot, and then she's finally getting on the ship and flying away and going to Mistral, of course, because that's where, damn, a lot of people are converging on Mistral. We got Watts, we got this new professor, we got Yang heading to Mistral, we got Weiss heading to Mistral, and we also know that she's heading to Mistral to meet up with her older sister Winter, we haven't seen at all in Volume 4. So everybody seems to be converging at Mistral. It's like after our entire volume that's been sort of symbolized by everybody being split up, not just our characters but our entire kingdoms as well, we're finally converging everybody together. Not to mention, which from there we see Blake opening a chest and pulling out a flag of the old or the new red flag of the White Fang, and then taking that off and revealing the old blue and white flag of the White Fang. So what I think is going to happen in Volume 5 is I think Blake and Sun are going to be the helm leaders of a new possible movement of like reinvigorating the White Fang into returning it back to what it originally stood for, not freaking action, not freaking change through violence, but change through diplomacy, basically. That's something pretty cool. And of course we got Gira and Kali supporting supporting them along the way. I don't know how much Gira is going to be supporting Sun, but I think Kali's got Sun's back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was pretty fun to watch. But while all of that is happening, we see Crow writing a letter to Yang describing their entire journey. And there's this one scene that really got me incredibly emotional. You know, I got some water in my eyes at this scene. I mean, I didn't cry, but like I got a little bit of water in my scene just seeing the shield and sword, you know, with the Pyrrha's armor embroidery on it, you know, and the shield and sword just positioned there, like, up against the wall. And of course John just sitting there staring at it, thinking about all his losses. And of course we get lovely Ren and Nora come and join him, and it's just, you feel all the emotion in that room, and you know that Team Juniper is there together once again. Pyrrha may not be with us, but she's with us in spirit, you know. It's just, that's what that scene reminded me of. And of course the emotion is portrayed strongly by the words that Rwby is writing down. And it's crazy because, like, she was talking about, you know, this is the only way I can send you a message. So, like, you know, after volume 3, the CCT tower was ultimately, you know, destroyed, all the communications lost. So people have been kind of thrown back a certain technological age after that fell, you know. I mean, it had its own problems to begin with, but, you know, the CCT tower, you know, if one falls, then everything falls. So the only way they can communicate is through, you know, old school style letters and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting to see how the world comes back from that, and which makes me think that, you know, since we're at Haven Academy, we're gonna see a whole bunch of new, you know, students and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So that'll be pretty cool. That's something also I'm looking forward to in the next volume. But, you know, final thing I really want to talk about is that fight, dude. That epic freaking awesome ass fight, which took up basically the half the episode, you know what I'm saying? Which, you know, there was a lot of foreshadowing that led up to that, of course, so I'm glad that they spent a lot of time on it. But the freaking Nuclear V was whooping their ass in the beginning. The episode literally started off with a whole bunch of smoke and, you know, debris flowing around from the, you know, conflict that was ensuing, and freaking Ren, I can't even blame the fool for going apeshit mad against that guy, because normally in any fight we've seen thus far, Ren has always kept, you know, a certain level of composure, which has been amplified by his tranquility semblance, you know. But this episode, he just couldn't hold it, and I can't blame the guy, because, you know, he's fighting the literal creature that took down his mom, took down his dad, destroyed his entire village, possibly, you know, brought the countdown to his people's, you know, annihilation, you know what I'm saying? Probably the same creature that could have possibly orphaned Nora as well. So the two of them, it's just crazy how they end up in underneath that same building structure. But it's probably not the same building structure, but it's, you know, that's what it's trying to symbolize, you know. They meet there together again, and he sees baby Nora, and then of course Nora slap as well, and he like opens his eyes finally and sees that, you know, he can't just be raging on like this. He not only does do we have, like, you know, somebody we got to take care of, Uncle Crow is injured, but has to be there for his team, you know. And what I loved about this fight was that John was really looking after Uncle Crow, you know. He knew he's the team leader, and the team leader always has to focus on who they need to take care of, and the person who is injured is Uncle Crow, and he goes after that first. So huge kudos to John for improving that, and of course, you know, busting out that crazy shield sword, dude. That was awesome. That was freaking awesome. And I'm not gonna hype about that anymore. I hyped about it enough. I'm excited to see John's improvement. He is really coming to his own, you know. And with, you know, Nora taking care of Ren and John taking care of Crow, and Crow, like, you know, Crow kind of gives the mantle to John. It's like, okay, go. He was kind of hesitant to kind of let him go and, you know, do the action, you know, let the kids handle the stuff, but he knew that he couldn't do anything, and he ultimately trusted John to take care of it all. And it was such an awesome moment, and I literally got chills when that happened. Once they've come together as a team, gathered their composure, come up with a plan, they start to circle around that fool like crazy, and finally separate his arms out, separated, because, you know, you can't, it's like fighting two creatures at once. So first you got to separate its hands, because those hands are freaking stretchy as hell, long, and they cover an incredible amount of distance, you know. If I was playing an RPG, it'd be hard to just get near him. You have to do like aerial attacks and shit, you know, while your mage is in the back firing shots, which literally Nora was doing. Nora was firing her rockets and, you know, getting the Nuclear V's attention. It's hard to pronounce it. Nuclear V's attention, and Rwby was also getting it from kind of the sky as well, and they were able to separate the arms. John got one arm. That freaking shield impact by Ren was freaking awesome. John got one arm, Rwby got the other arm, and finally Nora came in and did that, that the craziest Nora landing and freaking smashed the shit down on the freaking horse, and Ren came in and did such like I want to call these like symbolistic or symbolic slashes, you know what I'm saying? These symbolic slashes, one for his mom, one for his dad, one for him, and just for everything, It was an awesome concluding fight to the end of this chapter. I absolutely freaking loved it. We got such a good, it was a happy ending with like an ominous overtone on top of that. There's a lot of foreshadowing to what could possibly happen, some conflicts that might possibly arise in volume 5. So I'm eager to see all of that, man. I'm eager to see all of that, but I'm also worried at the same time. But I'm glad that at least this volume did not end with more losses, because I was scared for Ren, Nora, and I was scared for freaking Uncle Crow, dude. I was so scared for freaking Uncle Crow when they finally realized that, oh shit, the thing is going for Uncle Crow instead. That was scary. Like, my heart was beating crazy. But I loved the emotional tether that this episode had and what it meant for the grander volume overall. And I loved like the energy that the characters presented at the end, the emotional energy rather, and the way the story is progressing. Oh, and the one thing that I didn't talk about is how Cinder is literally using Emerald's power to create images of Rwby and firing her fireballs at it. And I guess her anger towards Rwby is what's making her more powerful in her maiden powers. And then Cinder's just, not Cinder, Salem's just in the back is like, yes, let the hate flow through you. I can feel your anger. Gives you focus, makes you stronger. Like the crazy Palpatine to Anakin shit. That's exactly what it reminded me of. So I'm expecting major confrontations in volume 5, a whole lot of crazy plots and schemes, and of course, political shit with the White Fang and stuff, and where the hell is White and Winter? Hopefully, but yeah. I'm excited for obviously volume 5. I cannot wait. What did you guys think? Leave your comments down below. I'm sure I'm gonna take a long time to get through you guys' comments, but come over to my Discord where you guys can share your memes, because the next video I'm doing is a whole bunch of new Rwby memes, bro. I'm sure that like every volume I get through is a whole compendium of extra memes that I can react to. So I'm super excited for that. Also got to get back to watching, because you guys, there's a lot of other reaction videos I'm going to be doing. The Mandalorian I've been doing, there's the new Harley Quinn episode that I've been starting, and as well as, I'm going to be starting reacting to The Witcher, of course. So I'm going to be reacting to a lot of Witcher stuff leading up to, its release on December 20th, and reacting to a Rwby soundtrack, Rwby memes, and hopefully not start Chibi right away, hopefully start Chibi in the middle of Rwby Volume 5, but I'll go based off on what you guys recommend. But I'm super excited for all the stuff coming our way, and of course doing a lot of reactions with my cousins when they get some winter break time. But yeah, super excited for all of that, and of course excited as hell for Rwby Volume 5. So yeah, leave your comments down below. I cannot wait. I'm excited to share all my thoughts and ideas with you guys. With that all being said, hope you guys are having a wonderful day or a wonderful night wherever you guys are. Thank you guys for joining me today and reaching the end of this video. I'll see you guys later in the next one. Until then, have a wonderful day or a wonderful night wherever you guys are. Bye. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe, hit that like button, and feel free to share the video. And I'll see you guys next time.